Oh, shit. Yeah, well, yeah. My wife still didn't want to do anything, I guess, today, so she's gonna sit in bed and watch TV, and then she had a long day yesterday, so she's just sitting in bed with the dog watching some TV. So I said, well, if you're gonna sit in there and watch TV, I guess I'll play WoW. Sounds like a good day. Yeah, it's all good. Like, I just got two bags. You see that? I just looted two bags, back-to-back bags. It's a good thing. Yeah, definitely love to see the back-to-back bag drops. No doubt about that. I think I'm supposed to go in here. I don't know these. I don't know the horde quests, so No, Everlook's not out yet. Everlook won't be out till probably November of this year. So this is just this is Kronos 4. I think it's in the description that I said. Let me check. Yeah, if you look at the chat, the stream description, it says server Kronos 4. But this is me just playing some different classes in vanilla and seeing which one I do want to play once Everlook comes out. You know. Oh yeah. Yeah, Everlook won't be out till probably, they're talking about November. Well, it's not a classic server, it's a vanilla server. There's a difference between classic WoW and vanilla WoW. Classic WoW is Blizzard's, you know, version of vanilla, which is completely different than this is a private server vanilla, which is completely different. It runs on the old, the old client. Which in some ways is better than classic WoW, but in some ways it's worse. What's the difference? Well, when Blizzard decided to make classic WoW servers, they have a completely different client. It's a completely different software that you're running on your local machine when you run classic WoW. It's a newer, more modern client. The macros are different. A lot of when you go into the interface here, this is all you have, and on a vanilla private server, this is it. It's different. If I were to go to classic WoW, it would look a lot different. But there's other differences. I mean, there's things that you can do on this client that you can't do on classic client. The procs when you're like a paladin and you have Seal of Righteousness up, you can like double proc stuff. So like, if you have a weapon, like if you get the axe from the Seven Kings room in BRD, the axe has a chance to heal you when you hit somebody. If you're a paladin, and that's an internal proc on the weapon, right? If you're a paladin and you swing and you have Seal of Righteousness up, you actually have multiple chances that the internal proc of your weapon is going to proc. So that doesn't work that way in classic WoW. So like enchantments on weapon enchantments are going to work a lot better, on paladins, because paladins have multiple chances now to proc the weapon enchant. That's something that works that way on private vanilla, but doesn't work that way in classic. And there's other differences too. I don't know them all. Man, another pouch. That's insane. I have no idea if I'm going to the right spot. Wait, yeah, I am. Looks like maybe. I'm gonna die here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna die here. Ah, well. Yeah, I'm totally gonna die there. Hey, what's up, it's how's it going? Yeah, that's like I don't have any healing potions, no pets. Yeah. I knew I was dead. I mean, I could have tried to run away, and I probably could have lived, but I was too lazy, too tired. Too tired to bother. Too tired to bother. So, I don't know. I don't like the quests on the Horde. I mean, I don't like the arc quests. The starting arc quests, I think, they're not good. I don't think they're good. They're not really that different than Night Elf, though, to be honest. Look how things respawned already. You need my lunch, which is just Popeye's chicken. Actually, I finished eating all my Popeye's chicken. Is there a hunter? Is he shaman trainer, mage trainer, hunter trainer?
How you doing, man?
Okay. Oh my god, really? Like that. Don't even have enough money to train two things.
Strength and honor. How are you? Stay away from the voodoo.
Stay away from the voodoo. Okay, so we have. So I don't know if I have a hard time playing an orc hunter just because I like night elf hunters. The problem is the chance of me playing. I guess I don't know. I might end up playing Horde and Alliance on Everlook, which is going to be weird. You know, because if I play a paladin, which I'm going to want to play a paladin, you know, I can only be Alliance. What? Cargos actually streamed. He hasn't been streaming much lately. Washed Up Glads make shocking Season 4 comeback. Yeah, I've been waiting for... Yeah, see, we'd be playing Fresh or Everlook. I actually asked Cargos too if he was going to play Everlook, and I got no response.
No, I didn't. Iceon?
You can hear the baby in the background. Hey, what's up, Blue? Yeah, I was trying out the Orc Hunter. Well, I've thought so many times of doing Horde just because, you know, I don't know Horde, so it'd be, you know, I've talked about it before. It'd be a nice refresher. I wouldn't get so bored so quick because it's something new, but I definitely would get frustrating faster because I don't know the quests, so it's like... So there's good and bad reasons to play Horde. You know, good that it's kind of fresh because I haven't done Horde much, but bad because I don't know the quests, man. Am I gonna roll Hunter? On Everlook, yeah. I mean, on Everlook, I'm gonna play a couple classes on Everlook. I'm gonna play a Hunter. I'll probably play a Paladin, but I think the first class I play might be Hunter, just so I can level and get ahead of a lot of the people and just make some money. You know, get some gold going. You know, you're thinking about Rogue. Rogue's cool, yeah. You can fix bugs. You can produce bugs. What are you talking about? You talking about playing on the... Oh, yes, I am a development. Yeah, I'm a software developer. Yeah, I don't know if I can help them. You gotta realize, Looney, that the code. I don't even know what code they use on the stuff that they're doing. I have no idea. Yeah, maybe. I've never. The thing is, to be a dev on that, you have to be familiar with the software they use. I've never used any of their I don't even know what they're using, Mangos or whatever. But yeah, Cargos. Hey, Blue, you know Cargos. Cargos was talking to Alex Sensual about how it's hard for him to stream, that he's like self-conscious on stream, and I was like, what? Is it C++ in MySQL? I know C++, but not really well. I don't code a lot of C++. Like, I code very little C++. It's been about 12 years since I wrote really any C++. I do mostly C#. So I mean, C++ is, you know, it's similar to C#, but there's a lot more to it, you know. They were talking about releasing in November, according to the dev stream yesterday, Alex. They were talking about November release is what they're targeting, which gives them, you know, Wrath of the Lich King Classic will be out for a few months at least, probably at least a month or two by then. But yeah, that's what they're talking about doing. But they're also talking about doing like 3. They're also talking about doing like 3 betas or whatever, or 3 PTRs, which I think is excessive. But I guess they just want people to be in there and play the game, you know. Unless I'm forgetting what Python is, I don't think C# is very close to Python. Yeah, this is not like C# at all. I mean, maybe, yeah, this is, the syntax is I mean, yeah, I hate this kind of coding. I like type safe coding. I don't like fucking loose coding. I mean, it's not that different. It's just I don't like the syntax. I don't like this like very free form, just shit. It's more broken out. You could do like var. Who wanted to do var? Var y is equal to x, plus 1 or something, and you could do if. But I mean, you're not going to do. I mean, you can do print statements if you want, but that's just going to print to the console. And C++ is a lot, a lot different. And then you have JavaScript. I think, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so here's like a print statement. So this would be like a print statement in C++. If this is greater than this, then print this to the screen, right? What else we got? Do we have any C++? Yeah, C++ for loop again. I mean, this isn't that different than C#, right? Okay, so here's the C# for loop, right? It's very similar to the C++ for loop. I mean, it's very similar. Now let's look at a Python for loop. See? So I'm sorry. C# is way closer to C++ than Python. Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I missed. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say Python is not. Yeah. C# is way. You wish Alex would become a dev? Alex doesn't have the brain to be a programmer. Is there any way to get a head start in Everlook? No, there's no way to get a head start. If you're talking about Everlook, I mean, it's just going to be, yeah, it's probably going to be, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people. I don't know how many people are going to be in the server, but it should be at least 10,000 people playing. At least. So I would imagine the zones are going to be very full. He wouldn't abuse his power. But yeah, I like C#. I mean, C# is a good language. It's clean. It's easy to read. The operators. It just makes sense. The thing where C++ gets C++ is just so much more overhead for for doing your debugging and your try-catch statements and all that stuff in C++ and doing memory management, because C# just is very similar to Java. It's going to do a lot of the memory management for you. So where C++ you have to do all that. It's just a lot. It's just a lot more. It's harder to read. It's a lot more work. You're managing a lot more stuff. It's powerful and all, but C++ to me is like an outdated language. I mean, it's great if you're trying to if you're really trying to run on small resources and you're trying to get the best performance. I mean, C++ is pretty good, but in today's world with computers the way they are, as powerful as they are, C++ isn't as needed. Again, if you're going to do a game engine or something, it'd be nice to do it in C++, but the thing is, C# is going to compile down into native language anyway, right? They both compile down into assembly. So, C# over the years, like .NET over the years, has gotten better and better with the intermediate language, which compiles down into the into the machine code. So it's gotten better. It's not as fast as C++, but there have been improvements. So it's pretty good. Let's put it that way. For most 90% of things you're going to do, C# is going to be just as good. But now let's take a look and see if they've got. Do they have? Let's take a look at C# versus C++ for classes. So here's your C# class car, and here's your main method that's going to create an instance of car, right? So this basically, here's our class. And then in our main, if we call car.main, it's going to substantiate, our new car. C++, you can see there's a lot more going on here. It does like, I don't know, mynum. I'm not sure what mynum is for. Access attributes and set values. I guess attributes of the class. So this class is my class. It's just creating an instance of a class called my class. And inside this class, they've A-listed as my object. And this my object has two values, which is an integer value and some text. And here's how they print these values out. So again, not really that different, although the public colon's a little different. This access specifier is different. But other than that, this is very similar. But notice how it's int main, and I don't see them calling it. Well, here they have int. I don't see them calling main anywhere. I guess it would be my class main as opposed to the C#, which is, yeah, same thing. car.main or whatever. Anyways, whatever. They're finally starting to allow C++. Do you have the detect enemy add-on? No, I don't usually use the detect enemy add-on. I haven't done a lot of PvP. I haven't like really done a ton of PvP on private servers. I'm not like, I like PvP, but I don't get overboard. I don't get crazy like all these people that are like, they have the detect enemy that shows people close by. I mean, it's nice if you really want to get into world PvP. I think it's a nice add-on to have. Yeah, the IDEs for the microcontrollers. Yeah, world PvP in vanilla is a pretty big. I mean, yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons that's the reason why really it's PvP servers, because they really try to promote world PvP. But yeah, if you're talking about like, private server, like private vanilla, you're talking about mangoes. I've never done anything with, I've never done any coding. I don't know what like all the scripting is done in these clients. I mean, you said it's C++. I have no idea. Your Azeroth core. Oh, there was a good video though today by Hamster. I saw one by Hamster Wheel. I don't know if you guys saw it. This one.
Here's your chance. Unique project. You see in the private. Hey guys, Hamster Wheel here with a new video, and today I want to talk about a rather unique project. You see, in the private server community, it's easy to get lost in a sea of fresh Wrath Lich King private servers running on a stock Trinity core. And finding a hidden gem is not that easy, but it's not impossible. And in this video, I'd like to showcase a private server that is run by a very small team that has a ton of custom stuff added to the game. That private server is Dusk Haven. Now, I talked about Dusk Haven before, and while the server is struggling to get by in terms of population, it's still up, and now it's in the Burning Crusade era in terms of progression. To accommodate new players, they completely changed the Blasted Lands and made it into a brand new leveling zone from 1 all the way to 60, so players can quickly jump into TBC content. So join me as I show you some pretty cool scripting on this wonderful project. So first up, we go from our starting zone to the Blasted Lands through a portal. Once we're there, we're greeted by Jaina Proudmore.
Notice she's level 8 here.
Who asks us to warm up on a few target dummies. After that, we train our first aid
level
skill,
10.
and with that done, we start killing some elite imps and also heal up some wounded soldiers. And by using first aid on the soldiers, they are healed and they pop some extra dialogue. Pretty nice. Then we are told to slay the demon in the mine here, who goes down without too much effort. After that, we are sent to
Level
Doom
12.
to try and ally with the ogres in the area, so that we can have reinforcements. We talk to their leader and we are tasked with getting rid of the fellhounds outside of their base. So now that we have the ogres on our side, we make our way to Nethergarb Keep, finding our way through several other demons. When we get there, we are greeted by Jaina once again, and she asks us to talk to Watcher Mathar. Now, you may have noticed that I level up very quickly and that I'm still wearing my starter gear. But no worries, because every now and then there are vendors that provide a few pieces to keep you somewhat up to date with your gear. After picking some upgrades, we help Watcher Mathar by killing some mobs around the camp. We then report back to him and some cool dialogue pops up with him exorcising the demon out of the base. Once again, a pretty nice demonstration of the custom scripting here. A little later, we head south into a cave where we are greeted.
So when we talk about scripting, I don't know what language they're writing the scripting in. Is that C++? I have no idea. Like, I mean, you have to write it, you have to compile it down into probably what, the WDB files or whatever files they use for that are consumed by the client.
By Thrall. He requests us to go outside, kill the boars, and collect their meat. And after we've done that, we get back into the cave and cook some meat to provide the warriors some food. After completing that, the cave starts to shake, and we get to the exit where Jaina asks us to get rid of the Eridar Fellord.
Well, no, it wouldn't be in the database. So, like, all the stuff that they're coding, like, to put up, like, the dialogues and stuff, I mean, the dialogues might be in the database, but I kind of doubt it. But it could be. It could be. But you're going to have... There's going to be custom code, and that's not getting in the database. The database really should just be objects, you know. Yeah, but I think there's... I actually had... let's see. Wow. I actually had a website. Here it is. Actually, it's right there. This is a really cool website. That has, because WoW Tools is really interesting. It actually has a listing of different build configs for different patches, which show. I mean, these are like config files that are basically for the builds. But if you go in here, you can actually pull up models. There's actually a model viewer, and you can pull up. Let's see, and the models are WMOs. Like here's a big keep, right? And you can see it's just a model of a big keep. How about a chapel? Right? Here's a chapel. Now this is just the WMO. Let's see if we've got the... Actually, here's some tables, which is interesting. Achievement table. And here is an actual table, database table, that stores different achievements. You can see the table ID, the instance ID. And this is going to be updated, should be updated probably once you log in. It's keeping track of which instance you're in. Category supersedes flags. So it's a really interesting website. Now there was a, let's see, files. Look, there's even like video files in here. Very interesting. Now, I don't know. This is an AVI. Yeah, I don't think you can log. I don't know if you can download. I don't even. But I don't even know what we can do on here. There's a world map viewer. Just interesting. Duratar. Here's a Duratar map. Well, you know, pretty cool. I don't know what the monitor does. But anyways, this is a really interesting website. It has some interesting stuff. The models probably are stored. Models aren't going to be in the database either. The models are going to be stored in files on your local machine as objects. They should be stored as objects locally. So if you go to an installed version of the game, here if we go to Kronos, and you go to data, most likely the patches are going to be, you know, the actual patches. But if you go into, let's see, cinematics, where is it? You know. Here you've got some WDB files. I don't know what the extensions are. WDB is... Could be database. I don't know. Yeah, you can see here patch.mpq. I mean, look, these are pretty big files. Model, yeah, see, so they're in the MPQ. So the models aren't in the database. They're packaged up in these files. Now, how it translates those and serves them up, I don't know how it works. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff around how these clients are set up that I know nothing about. I've never really... I've always wanted to kind of look at it, see how it works, but it always seems overly complicated. But the reason it is overly complicated is because for security reasons. You know, they don't want people like us going in and modifying this stuff, right? And most of this stuff is just visuals, you know, stuff that's important that they don't want you to modify, like damage that you're doing to the enemies or damage doing to the players, isn't going to be calculated anywhere really locally. I mean, you're going to send up some instructions to the server. The server is going to do all that. It's going to send the information back to you on how much damage you did. So that, you know, they're going to try to prevent you from, you know, hacking the client in any way to modify any kind of important data. So most of this stuff local is just stuff that your game client's just rendering to the screen. You know, like you said, like maps and models and stuff like that. So, but I thought there is a model view in here, and I've seen better versions of models. I don't know why I'm not getting better. WM. Like here, barn. Yeah, so that's textured. I'm talking about, I just want to see stuff that was actually textured. Like here you go. Let's see here. You can see a fully textured, you know, building, human barracks, right? And we've seen this many times, you know, in the game. Gate. You know, you can see there's 5,153 objects in here. Map viewer. This is pretty cool too. You know, because it's like a really pretty, you know, it's a pretty big map, and they've got the whole, you know, all the information here. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Switch it. Yeah. Calendar. You know, this is in 0.5.3 alpha. You know, which version of the game? Here, let's look at 1. Wow, 0.53 alpha. Think about that, though. So if you look at Calendar here, this is what they had in 1.0 in the beta. This is probably in the beta. But if we go all the way back to the earliest one that's stored on this website, the alpha, this is apparently what the map looked like way back then. Which is interesting. Check out the WoW Alpha videos on YouTube. Released 2003. Wow. Look at the login screen. Look how different it looks. So this is what the alpha of World of Warcraft looked like. So you think it looks bad now. The only real difference is just the UI. Although oh my god, that gnome, like, that looked terrible. Look at this gnome's face and his hair. Yeah, this is like late alpha. Look at his face. That hair is so bad. Yeah, they really upgraded the textures a little bit. Yeah. Oh, look at that cow. That cow looks so bad. You want that gnome? Oh, dude, it looks terrible. Look at that troll. Look how bent over they are. They really went with a more ugly looking troll. Oh, look at this. Look at this stance. Look at this human stance, like I'm a badass, right? That music sounds like New World music. Doesn't it? It sounds like New World. Look at that stance. Look at that. I'm a badass. But food and DPS. Was it a mage? Wow, look at that huge. Look at that huge portal stone. Now look at what the map looked like when they pulled up the map. Holy shit. Look at the map. Oh my god. Was it really copied assets? Oh my god. That map looks so bad. Look at the map. Look, it just looks so bad. This is before they had someone do the really nice maps, you know. Look at Darnassus. It actually looks like the stump of a tree almost. Is there a 1999 WoW Alpha?
This was the first ever screenshot of World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft today is a massive game, with many secrets, zones, and expansions. It has been in development for over 20 years at this point.
Look at Mike Morhaime there.
Origins come from the Warcraft RTS genre, and anyone that played the Rexxar campaign in Warcraft 3 knows that this is very similar to how World of Warcraft is. The Rexxar campaign was very different to the other campaigns that you had in Warcraft 3, where it was less like an RTS and more like an MMO that was single player. At this stage, it was kind of obvious that Blizzard were toying with the idea of creating their own MMO. With a good response from the public, Blizzard gained a lot more confidence to actually make serious development on World of Warcraft.
Look at that.
World of Warcraft in this period to actually make serious.
Look at this map. Look at this map. And look, they've even got the maelstrom. Look how small. Look how small this continent looks. Kalimdor looks tiny compared to. And look at this one, Azeroth. Cosmodon. It looks. Look at Lord Aran.
Development on World of Warcraft. In this period of time, World of Warcraft.
Look at the buildings look so different. Look how different the buildings look. They actually look like Lord of the Rings. It looks like Lord of the Rings online.
As essentially a Warcraft 3 mod.
They had data zones in there, did they? Oh, I missed that.
Similar in gameplay to the Rexxar campaign or Dota. However, the lead developers at Blizzard decided that a top-down view didn't necessarily
Thank God they didn't stick with the top-down view because I never would have played the game.
show off the world. They thought that a top-down view of the world wouldn't adequately show off the massive world they intended to make, and that if they give players free camera control, they can see more of the world environment by looking off in the distance.
Which is the way all games should be.
And seeing the horizon. Blizzard also had plans to make World of Warcraft as appealing as possible to mainstream gamers. MMOs at the time were seen as something that was incredibly niche and a very hardcore experience. Blizzard wanted to gamble and actually make the MMO genre applicable to mainstream gamers.
Which is so funny because a lot of times when people talked about, before World of Warcraft Classic came out, you see so many people talking about, wow, WoW Vanilla is hardcore. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, WoW Vanilla has never been hardcore. WoW Vanilla is like an easy MMO. What happened was you had so many people that came out and never played World of Warcraft in Vanilla or Burning Crusade or Wrath of Lich King. They were brand new to the game in like Cataclysm or Legion or something. That was the first time they'd ever played the game. So everything they saw about Vanilla WoW, to them, they thought, man, this is like hardcore, hard mode or something. But obviously those people who, if the first time they ever played it, World of Warcraft was like in Legion or something, they probably had never played other MMOs either. You know what I mean? Because if you'd played MMOs before, you would have already played World of Warcraft. It's not like you played. You know what I mean? It's not like you first played World of Warcraft in Legion. If you had done that and actually played other MMOs for years and years and years, you would have already tried World of Warcraft for sure. So most people that the first time they ever played WoW in like Legion was probably the first time they ever played any MMO, right? Or at least any modern. I mean, they might have played like maybe Guild Wars, or maybe they played like Black Desert Online or something, but they had never played anything like Lineage 1 or Lineage 2. Or Ultima Online, or or EverQuest 1, or even EverQuest 2. All of those games are way, way, way more grindy than vanilla World of Warcraft. So when these players who had never played any kind of a real grindy MMO saw Vanilla WoW, they saw it as a very grindy game because it took way longer to get from 1 to 16 than it did in Legion or Battle for Azeroth or even Cataclysm or Mist of Pandaria, any of those. So it's just kind of funny because WoW was created to be an easier leveling experience than EverQuest. They didn't want to make a hardcore leveling experience like EverQuest, so they want to make something that was still, so it's just funny to see that they looked at EverQuest, they came up with vanilla, and then through the years they kept making it easier and easier, which again is a company not sticking to their guns. They're giving in to the player base, which I think is not always a good thing because the player base doesn't always know what's best for them.
Gaming audiences by removing some of the frustrating
yeah, it took a long time.
MMOs at the time, such as penalties of losing experience when dying, dropping items and gold upon death, and many more inconvenient gameplay mechanics that was popular with MMOs at the time. Classic World of Warcraft was a much more casual experience, and Blizzard intended to design World of Warcraft with this idea in mind. Contrary to popular belief, World of Warcraft was not designed to be a hardcore MMO,
No, of
and
course
Classic
not.
WoW at the time was seen as a very casual experience
Yep.
by the MMO gaming community. With this design
Mhm.
philosophy set in stone, World of Warcraft began development in its alpha stage. During this time, a lot of things that were in alpha World of Warcraft never made it to the official launch. Various zones never made it into the classic WoW launch, such as the Dragon Isle and the Emerald Dream. But zones weren't the only thing that didn't make it to the official game. Quite a few gameplay decisions never got implemented into the official game of World of Warcraft.
The talent system was...
For starters, the stats of WoW were completely different.
Yeah,
at
they
the
were
time.
different, yep.
World of Warcraft's stat system was very different and was more similar to the skill system that you had in
On your-
Dungeons
on-
and Dragons. For example,
Yep.
you were given a vast array of skills and stat modifiers to choose from by
Yeah, and also what was really funny is your character talent points and training was more like your pet training, like your hunter pet training. So you would just get all these points, and then you would have to just train skills with those points. So you were training your skill with the points. You weren't like now. Now it's not like that. You just get a skill. Like at level 20, you get this skill. Whereas it used to be initially when they started, you got skill points, and you had to buy your skills with your points. Now you still had talents now, where you have the talent system now, but the talents are additional stuff usually. Your basic ability, core spells and stuff you just get through leveling.
spending your talent points. At some point, Blizzard decided that this was a little bit too
Yeah, the WoW Vanilla had more unfinished skin King Hunter than finished. That's interesting. Yeah, they had a lot.
complicated, and they
Oh yeah, Ragnarok Online, that was a pretty good game. People at near max level being happy to get to point. Yeah, that's
wanted to
when I played Blue, when I played Lineage 2, I was happy to get about 10% of my level per day. And that usually took basically it was 1% usually took about, now this is at level 40. 1% usually took about an hour of gameplay. So if I played 10 hours, I might get 10%. That's pretty good. Because then I could, if I played for 10 days, I'd get one level. Now you have to keep in mind that every time you died in Lineage 2, you'd lose freaking 3.5%. So if I played for, let's say I played for 3.5 hours and I got 3.5% and I died, I'd lose all that. It was all gone. That 3.5 hours of was gone. So that was pretty punishing.
simplify the process of leveling up to a much more basic system such as the talent trees that we got in Classic WoW. However, with the launch of Classic WoW, the old skill system of Alpha WoW was actually applicable to pets. The way that pets leveled up in Classic WoW was pretty much the same way that players leveled up in the Alpha stage. You would be given a pool of points where you can buy certain skills and traits for your pet to learn. It's kind of unknown why they gave this old school skill system to pets in Classic WoW and not players. Perhaps they didn't have much time and they had to release the game quickly, so they gave hunter pets this seemingly out of place progression system. Trolls and gnomes were originally designed not to be in the game. In the development stage, they weren't actually thought of as a playable race, but they were added in later, which actually
Look at those. Are those supposed to be undead? Are these supposed to be undead? There's no bones sticking out. Look at this. This dwarf female looks way better than the dwarf female looked on launch of Vanilla. I mean, this dwarf female here looks way better than the dwarf females we got. I think. Even this human male probably looks almost better.
but they were added in later, which actually explains why trolls and gnomes shared the starting zone with orcs and dwarves. Another strange thing that never made it to release is that rogues actually used to be able to use a shield, which was called a buckler. Blizzard had an idea that rogues...
That's why these bucklers are in the game, guys. Because they were originally meant for rogues.
would be a little bit more defensive as opposed to the all-out DPS class that
Yeah.
we have today. It's kind of crazy to imagine a rogue not dual-wielding and
Yeah.
actually using a small shield. Also, raids were designed to be 60-man. It's funny to think about, but the classic WoW raiding, where raids were 40-man, was actually a compromise by Blizzard to make them smaller. I think that this was a right decision, as a 60-man raid is just way
60-man
Perhaps
raid.
because of lag issues, they actually reduced it to 40-man. And even then, most computers at the time really struggled to process that many characters in a single instance. This development stage of World of Warcraft is very interesting to look at, and the classic WoW that got launched
Hey, what's up, Draconi?
is a lot more polished than the development stage and the alpha stage.
Oh, it's going to
way
be
back in the
released
early
1 month from now on?
2000s. It's impossible to say if classic WoW will be a success, but come the release in summer, we will definitely see a lot of people trying out the old school version of World of Warcraft. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel.
One of the earliest World of Warcraft screenshots taken during development. There's female troll model. Female troll model looks more like a vampire bat or something. But yeah, see that female dwarf looks so much better than what we ended up getting. You know, this is the entire design. This is the entire design for Arathi Basin. I made that map instead of going to E3 one year. My team teased me and called it the Atari map. The Jeff Kaplan. This was the entire design for Arathi Basin. She made that map instead of going to E3 one year. My team teased me and called it the Atari map. How could you spend time making this? Oh my god. The devs talk about it. That's 100%. Hey, Draconi, where's the Q&A? Like, where is there like a video of it somewhere? Like, where is it? I don't know where to look. They don't really have a website. They should be posting all that stuff on the website in video format. You know? No. Look, Wall responded to my question. I said, does he know when the Thorium Brotherhood reputation will be added to Everlook? And he says they haven't decided yet on the rep. So they haven't decided that one yet. Hey, where's the video? Hey, Draconi, can you tell me where that video's at? Maybe they have it here. They've got another one. Yeah, that was yesterday. Oh, this is it. I found it. It's right here. Right? This is it, right? Okay. I don't hear anything though. OBS Linux. Star Wars Galaxy, Digimon World.
Some nuances.
Make that more accessible and just help people out overall.
My god, the volume's really low.
Make the whole experience a little bit smoother. So, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I really like the new features planned.
Look, I had to turn the volume of my computer 100 to 100% because this video is so low in volume.
And especially with the ranking system, I like the idea of integrating the bracket system directly on the website so people can view it. It can be updated just weekly once we do honor calculations.
Yeah, we can, what else we can do as well to possibly integrate stuff with like a Discord bot and seeing what we can do to bring features not only to the website but possibly also to the Discord just to make things as...
Yeah, this is their real voices, Looney. Of course it's their real voice. Why would you think it? Why would you think it's not?
easy to use as possible for everyone. Sorry, I'm done.
Yeah, let's dive into some of the questions right now. I'll recap on the two that I already answered here. Let's see. Voidwords asked the first question. He asked,
It's
"Is the
not.
Private Server scene is more or less alive since the last 20 years?"
It's just what he sounds like.
We've seen quite a few successful servers, some of which were developed by people like Gummy and White Kidney. Databases have been shared and made open source. As the technical layman, probably is one of many here, I'd like to ask, with such legacy and work already done, what does it take to create a functional vanilla WoW server? Isn't it mixing and adjusting the things we already have? Yeah, basically. The framework is pretty much done, and that's much thanks to the VMango's team and the people working there developing that. Uh, for this project specifically, there's a few things that do need to be done to the core to revert back to old private server mechanics, nuances, values.
Oh yeah, I've got people in my work who sound exactly like this. And there's a couple people in my work who sound like this guy when I'm in conference calls.
Stuff like that, which isn't a ton of work. Mostly the work lies in hyping up the project, creating a good framework, getting people on board for a new fresh. It's a lot of PR work involved. The website obviously is one of the biggest facets of the project. Having a really good website makes a really good project.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
the biggest thing is
Very true.
understanding the technicalities behind everything and working with them.
Do they have? They probably don't have a transcript. So this guy uploaded it. He said where the release date of the PTR is announced.
Easier push to talk about.
Somewhere in July, there's going to be PTR.
Shit. That leads us into the second question. What's the reasoning behind deciding to do Q&As and open the Discord for public so long before the actual PTR/server launch? Again, same answer for that. You know, you need to hype up the project to actually have players for a good fresh. Launching a server with 500 people on a fresh is not really feasible these days because you don't really see the player growth that you used to back
Mm-hmm.
ED or Elysium or Nostarius were running projects. You don't see the type of player growth from word of mouth. Everybody who plays the game already knows the game. So getting as many people on board at the launch is a very big part of having a good fresh. And if you have a lot of players at the launch, you can see player growth down the road. But having a server launch with 1,000 people or 2,000 people isn't really viable these days. So I understand the anticipation. It creates a lot of consternation for people because they see the project as 6 months away and they're impatient. You know, they want it now. It reminds me a lot of being a kid back in the day and sitting around in the middle of summer waiting for Christmas. You know, you're excited for something that you know is months and months and months away, but how do you speed up time? You don't. You just have to be patient and wait until it happens. Which it's coming right around the corner. We're gonna have closed PTR launching in about a month, maybe a month and a half, and then the other two phases of PTR follow shortly after that, and then server launches. So you're not gonna be waiting too long to actually have a game to play. That brings us into our second question here from Ed. Ed asks, is there any chance of adding all rank 14 weapons in from the start, like caster and healer weapons, but nerfing them in the early patches? No, we will not do that. I do not
The
plan on
nostalgia.
creating any custom content for this server.
He is American.
The idea of creating custom nerfed versions of the weapons is not within the scope of the project. What we will do is we're going to launch the server with honor in the game, and basic PvP gear will be available. The primo stuff isn't going to come until shortly after BWL launches. Armor will come first, weapons will come second.
So I wanted to show you this. This is interesting. After Jeff Kaplan created the Atari map for Wrathy Basin, which was a joke, it says here that Jim Chadwick began laying out the level in WoW Edit. So I'd be curious. I mean, obviously we don't have the WoW Edit tool, but I don't know how, like, if someone's modifying like a private server, how do they modify it? How do they modify the models of the terrain? But you can see this is, I guess, a Wrathy Basin. It's kind of weird looking. You know, I mean, I guess this is lumber mill maybe up here. This is maybe the human starting point, and maybe I can I don't know. It's hard to tell. So, yeah, next month. It sounds, yeah, the PTR is next month. Look at the early development model. It just looks like it's so bad looking. Let's see if is there like a WoW alpha, the oldest World War Cup cinematics and patch. Let's.
Someone once said that you can't go home again, but they lacked vision. And a temporal discombobulator.
Baron's chat is loading. P.S. Mancreek's wife found. Oh, they're gonna let everyone into the PTR? Is that right, Draconi? I signed up for the PTR a long time ago. You know.
Beyond the gates of mighty kingdoms,
Yeah, I don't want to burn myself out too much.
unexplored world.
I don't want to play too much because I'll just burn myself out. You know.
A world of honor. A world of mystery. A world of danger.
Look at the human model. Well, these camera views are up close and personal. I don't think I've ever seen that cinematic before. I don't think I'd ever seen that before. I'd seen the beginning, but I don't remember seeing this piece here. Orc Shaman?
The world of Warcraft.
You gotta put a dragon. I mean, like... Blizzard. That's their old logo. I do remember their old logo. I remember that. Listen to the Stranglethorn Vale music. Westfall. Wait, yeah, that's like Westfall. What's an orc doing in Westfall? Darkshire? Yeah, Darkshire. Look how different Darkshire looks. Westfall again, I guess. Oh, so this is a really important one here because World of Warcraft had a knight, like had a true knight, and they took it out of the game, but it was there in the beta, I think. But this is what WoW looked like at nighttime. Isn't that badass? And most MMOs don't have a good nighttime. You know, like BDO had night in the beginning, and then due to players complaining about it, they actually got kind of toned it down. It wasn't. It used to be so dark in Black Desert Online that you had a torch that you would equip like a like a lantern. You would literally equip I think it was a lantern or a torch, and so you could go out and fight in the woods because it was so dark you wouldn't be able to see the enemy. Like you would, it was fun though. You'd be fighting. I remember when my torch went out, or I forgot to take one with me, and I was doing quests out at nighttime, and you barely could see the enemy, so you're just swinging and hoping you hit shit, But yeah, World of Warcraft did have a very dark, pretty dark nighttime. This is what it looked like. And that's actually what it looked like. And that would have been so cool. I mean, this stuff should always stay in an MMO, and I hate that MMOs don't have this. I hope Ashes of Creation puts this in. I got to send Steven, I don't know, tweet Steven or something and tell him, hey, you got to have a good nighttime. Because how awesome is that? The crickets. Oh, the feels. The feels! No way. Is there a way to put the night cycle back in the game? Don't give me some joke like, oh, turn your contrast down or something. Is there actually, I think I did hear there was a WoW dark patch or night patch. Vanilla WoW night patch? I know the Turtle WoW has it, but can you do it for vanilla? You can send it to me? That would be badass. Well, I already know about FX Glow. So here's vanilla WoW at night. Now this is not the dark night that they had though. This is what we have now. It looks pretty much the same, doesn't it? Yeah, and the only difference is they have some different grass textures. But it's very similar. You sent it on Discord? Does it work? Does it work for vanilla? Let's find out. I just put it in the data directory.
And once
I don't know why the volume on some of that was so low. Yeah, I did. I restarted the game. Let's see. We gotta find it. Hopefully we can get into an area that's got some nighttime here in Ashenvale. You have to wait for nighttime, obviously, yeah. Okay, this is definitely not nighttime. Right now we are at 6:39 p.m. So nighttime should hit pretty soon. It works for you on Kronos? That'd be sweet if we can get that working. Yeah, let's just leave this up. Look at that. Wow. I mean, look at this. It's probably 640 by 480 resolution at this point. That's why it looks so bad. What the hell?
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated. The drums of war thunder once again.
Yeah, the vanilla cinematic is still like one of the best cinematics. Yeah, that cinematic was so good. Assault on Blackwing Lair. I guess this is the original Blackwing Lair like promotional video. Tears Fogglades. There's like a person in the background. And just other stuff.
And the ability to buy them will depend on lifetime highest rank, not current rank. So if you're ranking early, you don't have to worry about having to re-rank to get the stuff.
You think
Get rank 14 early and you'll be able to buy it once it comes out. The caster weapons will be released at the same.
The problem was whoever recorded this video, they didn't push up the audio of the players that were talking in Discord, so their audio was fairly low. That's why it's just such a low volume.
As the other weapons, so nobody has to feel like they're at a disadvantage based on the class that they play. PvP gear, like I said, will launch earlier, but the weapons will launch slightly after BWL, just to ensure that people aren't steamrolling BWL on the launch of that. Crazy asks, what is the plan for competing with Wrath Classic and SOM2? Personally, I believe that Wrath Classic and SOM2 aren't particularly competitors. It's the same thing as, asking how are you going to compete with Warmane or Stormforge. It's two entirely different games. People know what they want. They're going to play what they want. SOM2, yeah, obviously is a little bit more in the same sphere, but a lot of people just won't play a game that they have to pay $15 a month for the same stuff that they can get for free. And in fact, the experience is better here. People know it's better here. Better latency, less.
Ooh, it looks dark.
Windows, better.
So you're saying that it always starts off dark in Tirisfal? Because it looked like the opening cinematic was nighttime. So it always starts off nighttime here? Oh yeah. That's definitely darker. Check this out. Awesome. Yeah. So this is kind of what the nighttime probably looked like at one point, you know. Oh, the console it's just console. FX glow. There's a glow that an additional glow kind of like that you can turn on and off. It'll basically affect like torches and stuff a lot, things that have like a kind of a light aura around them. But it also darkens the overall game a little bit too. So if you put it to 0, it's gonna make it even darker. And then if you really notice it in zones like Westfall, zones that have a lot of kind of brightness, you know. No. Zones that have a lot of kind of glow to them, like Westfall, you'll notice that it is. Hi, Reaper Eggs, what's up? So you go console FX glow, and let's put it back to 1. Notice how the torches here will probably brighten up a little bit, but the whole game lightens up a little bit too. It's pretty cool though. Thanks Reaper for the patch. I didn't know they had one. I knew they had one for. This is probably the same one that they had for Turtle WoW, I'm assuming, right? But you can see here and there's some light. I'm not sure where this light's coming from. It seems to be emanating from my character. No, it's not. There just seems to be right here for some reason. Seems to be some light right here. I don't know why. Oh, it's the moonlight. It's the moonlight coming through the trees right there. Yeah, see that? Yep. The moonlight, yep.
Choo-choo. Chugga 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 choo-choo.
Yeah, I've got no face. It's kind of funny because when I play undead, a lot of times I do pick this hair color and this hairstyle and this face. The only difference is I don't use this piece, but Zaboni ass. Oh, so yeah, I want to listen to some more of this though. Actually,
GM patrolling throughout the server, so you see less botting, less rule breaking, less hacking, stuff like that. And you have devs that actually care, which is probably the biggest thing. Blizzard doesn't pay people to care. We care for free. So I think that really sets us aside from the competition.
I want to see what it looks like in Ashenvale.
Sorry if this has been asked before.
Sorry.
I know there has been a decision to ban GDKPs, but has there been a decision to make changes as they did in SOM to prevent boosting, or even NOS changes to certain AoE farms? Yes, in private servers, if you're not familiar, the experience rates are drastically reduced for boosting compared to classic. You don't see the same type of boosting occurring. It's just not really feasible. Obviously, you're gonna have classes like paladins or mages that are gonna be boosting their friends through stockades. The experience rates aren't obscene, and stuff like mob tagging isn't as prevalent.
Nah, it isn't.
It's not as big of an issue, so it's not something you really have to worry about.
Yeah. So boosting won't be as big a thing. Thank God.
SimK asks, is threat for deep prot warrior tanks going to be buffed or is it going to stay normal? If not, does that mean that Fury prot is still going to be the best choice through whole content? We have no plans on buffing anything directly. Obviously, there's a lot of core changes that occur to revert stuff back to private server values or mechanics. That's done very selectively. It's not sweeping. So, again, the design philosophy is we are aiming to put out the best vanilla experience. Vanilla has drastically changed over the past decade, 2 decades, ever since the original game was out back in 2005. People have experienced different things from different iterations of projects, and including Classic, including SOM. There's never been two servers that are exactly the same. So when people say, well, vanilla is a solved game, yeah, but what server are you playing on? Some servers, some things work, some things don't work on some servers. And
Yeah, it's the sun reflection. Yeah.
Change every other month depending on how the developers were.
Yeah, it's just the sun.
Okay. For us, our design philosophy is take the most fun and most challenging things and put them together into the best vanilla experience possible. Does that mean we're going to be doing anything custom? No. I can assure you that that is not the case. We intend on keeping it within the vanilla framework. The idea is if it existed on a previous private server, we'll discuss adding it. If something was missing from a private server but needs to be addressed, we can discuss it, but chances are of adding it very, very, very slim. Something like buffing.
Yeah, once he got into the sun.
To be doing more threat or more viable.
6:51 p.m. So
that's not within the framework of the project. If there is mechanics that might help them in a tertiary manner, then that's something that we can address definitely. But other than that, we don't plan on changing any of the core mechanics here. Mama asks, will the extra mechanics added in Season of Mastery be present on the server to make fights more interesting?
No.
I haven't looked at any of the extra boss mechanics in Season of Mastery, and I can pretty surely say no.
No, they won't do that.
It's not really within the scope of the project is to add stuff from Season of Mastery that's specific to Season of Mastery into the project. Season of Mastery is essentially Vanilla Plus in Blizzard's regard. If there's some things that need to be addressed or can be tuned to make the encounters more difficult, yeah, definitely we will. For instance, the Rend event, you are now stuck in combat throughout the entire event. The waves are half on the timers instead of 60 seconds.
Yeah, Rend on.
We got 30 seconds. I ran through BRD last night, and I considered doing the same thing for Set and Dwarfs event and most of the other timed events in the game, reducing timers and increasing difficulty so that they're a little bit more challenging. Nothing that's going to break the group apart, but something that gives a little bit more difficulty where it's not just a snooze.
Yeah, they're changing the timers. So Rend is going to be really difficult. Like I watched a video of Wall talking about this before where like in Rend, like the different waves of dragons come and all that. It used to be you'd have a little bit of time in between to like drink up or heal, but they made it so that you're in combat the entire time, so you will not be able to sit and eat or sit and drink. And also the waves from 1 minute are down to 30 seconds. So and he said that they did a test on the Rend event in like pre-raid BIS gear, and he said that they completed it, but it was not easy. And that was in pre-raid BIS gear. So you can only imagine a group going into Rend. If you try to go into Rend with a 5-man group on Everlook with just greens and a few blues, you're probably going to have no chance of clearing that event. Now, keep in mind, there is no limit on raid party size for Rend for UBRS in the friendly patch 1 and the first iteration of the what they're going to be rolling out. So you can go in there with 20 people if you want, but most people won't be doing. I mean, I'm guessing most people will probably be trying to 10-man it. But if you try to 5-man that, you're just I don't think you'll be able to do it. Yeah, it's going to be really, and I think it's going to be. But I think it would be fun to try to 5-man it. But I think mostly like when I remember playing vanilla way back in 2004. I remember when we did UBRs, we had 10 players. I'm pretty sure, and I remember Ren was tough back then, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, I think even with 10 people, it'll probably be interesting.
And especially Essentially, reducing event timers helps speed up the dungeons, which is something that most people appreciate. Once you outgear it and you're just, two-shotting the bosses and the mobs within the event, it becomes just a waiting game, which people don't like doing. Late asks, will the Nampower add-on be allowed? It is technically a client modification, however, it was allowed on Light's Hope. Yes, Nampower will be allowed.
I have no idea.
Specifically allowing Nampower.
I don't know what that is.
For those who are not familiar, Nampower is more or less a hack for the client. It's developed by Nam Reeb, who's been very vital in the private server scene for quite a few years now. And what it does is there's an issue essentially with the 1.12 client where spells don't get queued. So to cast your next spell, you have to wait for the global cooldown to totally finish, or the GCD essentially to fully time out. However, with latency, especially due to private servers typically being hosted in Europe, people who are not close to the server, geographically speaking, have a significantly lower DPS output than others, because the client waits for the server to respond with the global cooldown timer. This means that instead of 1.5 seconds between each cast, you might have 1.8, 1.9, even up to 2 seconds, depending on where you live, in relation to the server. Nampower essentially unlocks the client's ability to begin casting spells based on the client's timer of the global cooldown instead of waiting for a server response.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
That's the basics of it, but yes, that will be allowed. It's a bit necessary just due to the logistics of private servers being played globally and being located in one spot. It's a very unfair disadvantage to anybody who's not living 20 miles away from the server. So yes, Nampower will be allowed. Ed asks, any thoughts to adding shared quest loot in level 1 through 10 quests to help ease congestion during launch? For example, you have to get 7 horns from these mobs instead of a group of 5 needing to get 35. You just group up and everyone can get loot when it drops. No. That's a little too custom. It's something that can be done, but won't be done.
No, I think...
largely address this, so it's not really...
Yeah, I think Dynamic Respawn's addressed that. Like, basically, and they had that on other... Pretty sure that was working on Lights, so that the respawn rates would just get really, really quite a bit quicker when the zone was really congested. You're just gonna, you're gonna run into like this is what the launch is gonna look like. So this is what, and what was really funny with this, and one of the reasons why I'm on this server, like on Kronos and trying to set up my client, is so I don't run into what happened to me here on the Northdale server launch. Here I hadn't set up my add-ons at all. I just didn't even think about it. I was like, whatever, I'll log in, I'll play. I wasn't really thinking about my add-ons, my interface. And so when I logged in, you can see my UI is a total disaster. I had like I think I had the PF UI installed, which I didn't even use. I had it installed. I mean, I have it on my machine, but I didn't use it. Like, I don't normally use PF UI, but when I logged in, PF UI was enabled, and so you can see the PF UI like chat box. You can see the targeting down, or the tooltip down here on the right. You can see my character portrait. You can see I've got the mirror. I've got I can't remember which cast bar. This was a specific cast bar that was showing these that they weren't locked. You can see that the dew timer wasn't locked, and like a lot of this stuff was just default UI shit that just needed to be turned off. But some of it I couldn't turn off without logging out of the game to disable the add-on. And there were so many people in the Night Elf zone on the Northdale server launch that I was and there was a queue. There were people that were waiting in queue, like thousands of people waiting in queue, and I was too afraid to log out because I was afraid if I logged out, I'd be thrown into a queue. So I basically played with my UI looking like total crap.
Okay, my UI is totally messed up, but we are in the server. As you can see, it's really crowded. Super crowded. So this is pretty crazy. God, this server's so packed. This is absolutely insane. My UI is messed up because for some reason, whenever I go to a different server on this with Light's Hope, that it wants to use these. It wants to load all my add-ons, and unfortunately, I'm afraid to change my add-ons right now to set it the way I normally set it up because of. Because if I do that, I'll have to log out. I'm not sure I'll be able to get back in. So.
And I think the funny part was I think it even got more crowded the more I was in here. Because I think they might have raised the limit at some point.
Over here, this person's level. They're level 2. Oh no, wait, I thought I saw him ding.
I'm just shooting, like just trying to find a mob to kill, you know. So this is 53 minutes, and I think what's interesting is you'll see me like, oh, I did eventually look like, oh, so I went. It looks like I created a bunch of characters just to try to reserve character names, like certain names that I like. I created characters.
Character list. That's gonna. Do you want to? We could deliver. You want to go ahead and deliver the note to the package to.
So I was able to set up my UI finally.
Oh,
And I'm playing with Zolson here.
That's now the cave spawns so fast. I mean.
No. I know they spawn fast.
Once you get to Aberdeen, people start to leave, and because people don't like Aberdeen for some reason.
And so this is what happened. Like this server was so busy on launch that people they stopped moving. They basically would stand in place and just wait for a mob to spawn in that location. And you'll see that in this video. Watch. These people are just waiting for respawns.
Yeah, all the areas
See that? All these people are just waiting for respawns. See that? Waiting for respawn. And they're... And when I get back out, you'll see... Same thing here. So now I think me and Zolson are in a group with As Snow, wherever that person's at. And we're just waiting.
You got her. We're good.
And so now we're literally just waiting for a respawn. So what happened was people started grouping up and finding out where like a specific mob would spawn, and they would just stand right there, wait for it to spawn, and kill them. That's how bad, because the server was so busy. And you can see I'm just there. See, we're all trying to get this mob.
Oh, I just destroyed that tiger with my special hunter move.
And so we got this person. So all of us are in a group here, waiting for one mob to spawn. And that's what it was. That's what it turned into. It was really bad. And so the funny part is, I played for 48 minutes, and I'm still just level 3 because it was so hard getting mobs tagged on this server. So I'm hoping that Everlook isn't that bad. But I mean, basically, when I looked at the server, when I did a /u on the server, it was around 14,000 people. It was the most people I'd ever seen logged into a server. So they actually allowed the server. I think originally it was like 10,000, but they had such big queues, they actually brought the server down and brought it back up and moved it up to 14,000. Yeah. Yes, it would. It would, but it was really like, it was hard to level. Like, you think about it, I played 50 minutes and I'm level 3. And that's just because there were so many people. So... So yeah, that was what, the Everlook may turn out to be. Where's 7:04 p.m.? I'm still waiting for it to get dark here. Unfortunately, this clock moves fairly slow.
Necessary. A level of competition is needed for a lot of player experience. This is something that we don't plan on doing. We will look into dynamic respawns of game objects that need to be looted for quests.
If you can...
Below level 20 areas.
if you, yeah, that's a good thing to do is to like what I did on Classic WoW on Classic launch is I started at the night at the human area and I ran straight to. I basically got high enough level where I could kill the boars that were down at one of the farms, and I just ran right out of that beginning area. I just killed wolves until I was like level 3, and then I ran down to one of the farms where there were boars that I knew respawned really quickly. And I just killed the boars for like 3 levels because trying to fight everybody for the for all the starting class quests or starting quests in the human area was horrible. Yeah, exactly. So I just got to like level 3 and I went and farmed level 5 mobs. Yep. That's kind of what I did, Imbe. But I wasn't even in a group. It would have been a lot better if I was in a group. So.
And mobs obviously will be on a dynamic respawn timer. A few other ways to address the congestion during fresh launch is allowing groups, raid groups, to essentially complete quests. This doesn't mean that you gain any type of increased experience or that it's viable to run around in a 40-man group completing all the quests. It just means that for stuff like escorts, you can just create a raid group and finish the escort, so you don't actually have to wait around for 5-man groups to finish it. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this, but when you have a launch with 3,000 people in a single zone, nobody's going to get those quests done. A very, very, very small fraction of the population will, and this applies to a lot of quests, to where it's just not even viable to actually do half the quests in the zone. This is something that could be considered and was originally proposed just to help correct some of the issues with dungeon cap progression and early patch progression in terms of how dungeons are handled. A lot of dungeon quests aren't updated for raid groups, but the dungeons are for raid groups, essentially LBRS and UBRS specifically. But the fact that there's no cap on dungeons means that players can 40-man dungeons for the first patch, but they can't really complete the quests without dropping group and doing cheesy little things. So that's something that we'll definitely address and definitely look at. But it's still up for debate. So
It's gonna be bad. Yeah, the first week's gonna be rough.
Sisters and brothers of the Fifth Fleet, it's time. I'll keep my farewell brief. Never was much with words. Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the New World. If any of you have lost your nerve, then step away now, and let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.
That's the way it was. Right. There was no way we could get out of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth.
Well,
so
it's gonna be hard.
When are you going to?
I think I might play some Monster Hunter World today. Okay, it is it's 7. Man, this time moves so slowly. 7:08 p.m. Yeah, I mean, once the people spread out, I mean, the server, and then, of course, people are gonna leave. I don't know. It's gonna be so interesting to see. Like, it's gonna be really interesting to see how, how full the server is. How full is it gonna be? How busy is it gonna be? So, definitely will be interesting. Yeah, this... Man, is this like not... Is it 1-to-1 time? That can't be right. Normally the day and night cycle moves faster, but it almost feels like it's 1-to-1. Like it's not moving any faster than regular time. I still can't get the, still trying to get the old soul gem. Ah, pet's gonna die. This is another thing that happens is I don't watch my pet's health. You know, like I pull and pull and pull, and I'm not really paying attention to my pet's health, and all of a sudden, you know, it gets really low. Unfortunately, on the vanilla version of MSBT, I can't set up an audio trigger for my pet, which sucks. Yeah, it really looks like the clock is moving at normal speed. Like, you know, like the day-night cycle. It's just moving regular time. Like it's 7:12. It's gonna take like, you know, 48 minutes to get to 8 o'clock, like real world time, which is kind of weird. Most games day-night cycle's faster than that. So I'm a little surprised. I thought WoW's was also faster. You like? I don't know. I prefer it to be faster. I like, because if nighttime's cool, I want to see it more often. You know what I mean? I would prefer it to be about 3 times faster. Yeah, no, I like it when they're faster. Because if you like night more than day, you want to see it more often. Same thing with day. If you like day more than night. I don't know. I guess not. I guess when it's night, it's going to be night in a long time. Right? No, I did not know that, actually. No, I don't think I did. It makes sense, though. There, we got the gem! We got the gem! And that's pretty fast. We only killed about, 30 of them. I've actually done this quest where I've been killing these guys for over an hour and didn't get the gem. Over an hour sitting here just killing. So getting it, I think that was probably, like 20 minutes, maybe? That's actually really good. Getting a little bit of lag here for some reason. I think I figured out one of my issues on my game the other day, Blue, is that there was some sort of process running in the background, but I was able to kill it. It took a while though. I'll show you one thing here that you guys may or may not know. And that's just one of these Bathron hairs, or whatever they're called, Bothron's hair, or whatever. There's one underground, or almost completely underground, on the other side here that I always grab. A lot of people miss it because they don't see it. I don't know if I'm gonna play Horde though. If it wasn't for the Paladin, if the Paladin was like could be a Horde, then I definitely would play Horde. But the Paladin can only be Alliance, so that really makes things different. But anyways, there should be one right here, right here. Sometimes it's up here a little bit, but there's always one here underground. A lot of times people miss that one. I might play some EverQuest 2. I'm thinking about playing some EverQuest 2 maybe tonight. I don't want to get burned out on Classic, so maybe go play some EverQuest 2 is pretty fun. Setting up the UI is a pain in the ass though. So I don't know. Plus, you have to have, I think, a subscription for EverQuest 2, believe it or not. I'm not sure if you can play it free. I'll have to check. Reaper wants to level an undead mage. Do you know why I can run over 60 FPS with Windows mode on? And what is it? Do you know why I can run over 60 FPS with Windows mode on in Vanilla WoW? I'm not really sure what you're asking. I mean, yeah. Whatever FPS you're running just depends on whatever your system specs are, man. Oh, you can't? Why you can't? I have no idea. I mean, without knowing what your computer is and all the specs and everything, I would have no idea. Oh, we got a bunch of them. Then you've got something. You got something running in the background, or there's something's changed in your computer somehow. Most likely you, or if you updated your graphic drivers, that could cause it. I don't know if you updated your graphic drivers, but if you did, that could cause a frame drop, FPS drop, I mean. But something's changed about your computer. Yeah, this is Kronos IV, yeah. I have not. I think I played Darkshire like once. And there just weren't that many people on there. But you guys are raiding, that's cool. Yeah, I don't think, let's see, Darkshire. What is Darrowshire? Let's see, Darrowshire. User verification. Yeah, I don't know. When I go to their Discord, I get this. We aren't sure why. If you receive this Everlook, try and send the link to one of your friends or staff, as you're being blocked from the website. We aren't sure why. Yeah, well, I don't know why I would be blocked from Darrowshire. Weird. They must not like me. No idea why I'd be blocked on there. Let me see if I can log into my account. home. How to play accounts. They don't have that, but they don't have the best website, that's for sure. I don't want to register, I just want to log in. Their website sucks. Here, account management. There's no just like log in. This is all like setting up an account. What if I already have an account? Airplane, 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 airplane. Airplane, 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 airplane. Username is not correct. Okay, well, alright. Maybe I know I played on this server. Here. Hold on a second. There you go. You forgot to like the stream? Thanks, Ivy. Hey, Ivy. There's about 200 people on. You didn't know that you just had to change the realm list to change servers? Not have to download? Yeah, you can just change the realm list, Reaper. All you need is the same client. It says there's 20 people. If I knew the best casting add-on other than OCB. Geez. No, I don't. I mean, I've been using OCB for my casting bar. And that one, you know, but I mean, honestly, you don't really even need OCB. I mean, OCB is nice. I like it, but I only really use it for, like, my cast bar and, like, you know, underwater breathing and stuff like that. Because, you know, Shagu plates shows the cast bar of the enemy. You know, I see the cast bar when they're casting on the enemy nameplate. So, but yeah, I don't know of another one, really. Yeah, you can see I have plate on here. I've got a warrior, broken blade. I've got a hunter and a priest. Let's get on the warrior. Level 5 warrior on Darrowshire. So here you go, Jimmy. So there's about 200 people. Oh, man, what's going on here? Oh, we're still in the Night Elf area. Well, I got way too many add-ons installed, apparently. We do have charge. Do we have charge? No, we don't have charge. Shit. Oh, geez, that's not good. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, I should have. When I was at the main screen, I should have configured the add-ons really quickly. I don't know if I'll play. It's hard to play Horde, like I said, because I don't. You know, Ambe, we talked about. It's hard to bounce back and forth, like, because you know you're sharing your money and gear on one. If you're, you know, if you have like 3 characters on the alliance, every time you loot something, maybe that one character can't use it, but one of your other characters can. You know, if you got a Horde character, it's, you know, it's giving you less chance that you have stuff that you can kind of share between your characters. But anyways, let's look at the add-ons. So. Lazy Pig, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if I need Ace. Crap. You know what? Oh, this sucks. We're not using X Pearl. Weapon swap? I don't know if I need that. Postal on CS, fixed rank battle text, lunar. Yeah, we definitely don't need X Pearl. Don't need this. I know I don't need to uncheck all these, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We don't need junk. I don't think we even need this, but we'll get rid of that for now. We don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Alpha map. I don't know if I need ace, but we'll leave it in there. Set goals achieved if I know it's all in my head. Oh. Oh, you need 2 accounts? Oh, oh, really? They won't let you have... You need 2 accounts. That's interesting. Okay, well now my UI looks a little bit better. And we want auto dismount. Let's see. Minimac clock. 12 cell junk. Okay. And now. Okay, we can't. Oh yeah, we can't. Good. There you go. What is that? Focus? I like it that way. I like it that they make you have to have 2 accounts. It's kind of cool. I can never remember how to configure this thing. I can never remember how to fucking go into like edit mode on this shit. I can't stand the OC. OCB is a really pain to use. So annoying. Look, it's pretty dark. So this is... looks fairly dark here. Darker than it normally would be here. And it's only 7:40 p.m. He's level 9. I just want to see if I can get Darkshire working. I don't know why she went to log out there. That was really weird. Yeah, there's some weird key bindings going on right here. I'm not sure what's going on here. You found too many items that make night look like... On retail, you found 2 amazing items that make night look like night? Yeah. Why would I have to delete my folder? There was just something weird where it looked like it was trying to log me out there for some reason. I'm not sure why. Ah, Hunter's the other... Why is it saying there's a quest here? Yeah, Questy's all screwed up. But anyways, I just wanted to see if I could connect to the client. I don't know if I'm going to play on here too much Jimmy. Like I said, I don't really want to play too much on vanilla because I don't want to burn myself out. Right? I just need to make sure that we know where I'm going to, you know, my add-ons work and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually going to log off. Yeah, I don't want to play too much classic or vanilla WoW because I'll just get burned out, man. So, yeah. Because it's easy for me to get burned out of WoW because I played it, you know, ever since the beta in 2004. So I'm an original beta player. So I never got to play in the alpha though. I'm gonna get something to eat. Check in with the wife. Honestly, if I come back and play, I'm probably gonna play some Monster Hunter World. I've been wanting to play Monster Hunter World. I bought it yesterday for like $15, so it's pretty cheap on Steam. And then I think I'm pretty much ready for Everlook. I just have to decide what classes I'm going to play. I mean, if I went Horde, the problem is, like you said, you'd have to have 2 accounts. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll create another account. I probably will. I probably will create another account. But if I do, I'll be playing mostly Alliance. I probably won't play Horde. I mean, just... because of the whole Paladin thing. If I want to play one or the other. I don't really want to play both. Because it takes it a long enough time just to level one character to 60. Let alone trying to manage multiple characters across multiple factions where I can't share the wealth, share the items, share the regions, all that stuff that I can't share. amongst both sides, so it just really hurts you. You're going to Lance Hunter? Yeah, I'm probably you're go a hunter. I might go priest. I love priests. They're not the funnest class to level, but yeah, I do like priests. I mean, I was a priest main and for a long time in WoW. Actually, I played priest more than any other class in the game, probably. Well, paladin's going to be pretty close because I played like, about 3 or 4 years of paladin on private servers and in classic WoW. So, I mean, all you have to do is go to my YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to my YouTube channel. But let's try this. There you go. Vanilla WoW priest leveling. And here's me playing on Elysium. So this is 2017. Me playing a priest. And then we've got... Here's me playing a priest in 2019. Not sure what server I was on. 3 years ago. But I've got a lot of videos of me playing a priest, but if you look for paladin, you're going to see an insane amount of videos of me playing paladin. Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos probably of me playing a paladin. 3 years ago. What's the oldest one? We can't sort by... Nah, that's too bad. We can't sort. 1 year ago. How about playlists? Season of Mastery, Priest. How far did I look? I didn't get very far as Season of Mastery before it looks like I quit. I got to level... So this is Season of Mastery. I got to level 28, I guess, on a Hunter. 17 on a Priest. And 39 on a Warrior. And this was all Season of Mastery. And then I just kind of... At some point in time, I just gave up. I don't know, I lost my interest in Season of Mastery. But yeah, I was doing Season Master Hardcore Warrior. I got 75 videos. So I did... That might be the Warrior that I got to 60. Yeah, that probably was. See what level am I? Yeah, this is it. My level's in the bottom. Oh, I'm only level 46 here. Wow. Only level 47, so it looks like I stopped my warrior at level 40 at level 47. I was doing hard. This was a hardcore level, warrior series. I got to like level 47. I just quit. I got burned out, man. I got so burned out. Where's my original paladin one? Let's see. I should have. I don't know why it doesn't show all of my playlists there. Here's my Warrior series where I did get to 60. 125 different streams. It's a lot of streams, right? And I don't even see my Paladin one anymore. Here it is. And here's my Vanilla WoW AoE Protection Paladin leveling series that I got. Oh, I leveled a Paladin Protection from 1 all the way to 60. Oh. And so here you have... Let's see if I do any big pulls. I'm sure I do. It's a pretty small pull. You know, so you're just pulling, another pretty small pull. Here's a pretty good pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's 10 mobs I pulled, but these are like level 50 and I'm 59. There you go. Doing some AoE, and I'm actually trying to get more. Look, I got 10 mobs and I'm trying to get more.
Right now. Alright, let's make sure we have the hardcore out turned on.
Oh, somebody was actually shooting him for some reason. Yeah. Anyways, good times. Good times. Well, I didn't die. Hey, Jimmy, I wasn't dead. I just stopped because I was bored. I mean, I've leveled a warrior. Like I said, I leveled the warrior all the way to 60 hardcore. Right. Yeah, if you go... this one. Final. World of Warcraft hardcore. What level am I here? Oh, and this is what I had the Diablo UI. Look, this is what I had the Diablo looking UI. It was a pretty cool UI actually. And you can see here I'm level 59.
We can do our little RP related. Was that 13 or 12? I don't know.
Here comes the level 60.
Okay, I think this could be it, guys. This could be it. You died in BFD.
Oh, I love my flurry procs. See the flurry procs?
Oh no, it's not. I think that was 14. Man, all I had was like
a sliver.
25% of one bar, and it's taken 15 mobs, and we still haven't teamed.
Yeah, I've killed like 15 mobs, and I still haven't gone through 1 bar of XP. It's hilarious.
That was the epic song, the epic music. Alright, what else we got? We're queuing up epic song number 2.
Flurry, flurry, flurry. I see all the flurry procs. You just see how bad your gear is. Like, it's like because it's hardcore, so my gear's crap, you know? I'm level 59, and it takes me forever to kill 1 mob. Of course, I'm also dual wield, which most people run 2-hand. I don't. I always dual wield Fury. I just find it more fun.
I'm fucking around with music. Oh, that didn't look. That didn't even ding me.
What does ding me?
Yes, this is the.
Here it comes. Here comes the 60 ding after 120. This is it. Boom! That was level 60. And then
Frost oil on.
And this is where I do the RP. This is where I do the RP walk all the way to Stormwind.
Let's see. Let's modify that.
Here it is. This is where I'm doing the RP walk all the way to Stormwind Cathedral. This is what a lot of people would do in hardcore. When you hit 60, you do like the RP, and people would like group up and cheer you for hitting level 60 on a warrior without dying. Any class, really.
This is the walk of glory.
Look, see, and I did a little emote there. And there's other.
I got a few people walking with me. That's cool.
And I had some people that came with me, so.
Oh man.
And so, since I could finally use the auction house at level 60, I bought some frost oil and threw it on my weapons to make them glow. It looked like I was all impressive.
Those swords, the frost oil just does it though, right? The frost oil is awesome. Too funny. Too funny. This is why we play hardcore, guys. Yeah, it took.
And then I bought some fireworks too. Look. The fireworks. Like I said, her journey was a hard one. Raise your goblets and drink to your fill.
The walk of honor. Look at this. This is so cool. Look at all these hardcore players. That's pretty cool, man.
Get a few people now.
It's so cool to get, a lot of people.
Of course, I'm so like I'm not well known.
Carlos got his first 60 man, and he was in the Horde city, Thunderbluff. Man, there were a ton of people.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah, when you get big streamers or streamers that have a lot of viewers, when they hit 60, there's just like a big party, and there's so many people that show up. Oh no, I'm stuck.
No!
I'm stuck.
She's stuck.
Damn step. From her humble beginnings as a street peasant in Stormwind to the highest levels of honor, cute hardcore has achieved immortality. That's what they called it.
It would have been cool if I did it like during like a really busy server time, Oh, maybe my next character I'll do that.
Yeah, and it was funny because it was like almost it was like a really slow time on the server. His run ends being defeated by a step.
Until a Wolfer.
Yeah.
Beginnings.
Let's see how many people we get. Yeah, so here you go. So most people would run to the cathedral. Yeah, and this is it. I don't know.
Take a big turn.
Big turn. Let's see how many people we got. Well, we got a few. Not a lot. We just had a few people that showed up. But anyways, that was the hardcore series all the way. Look, someone donated me $5. Look at that. When I hit, someone gave me some money. Immortal. So that was pretty cool. Only 285 views. But my streams, I just don't get a lot of viewers, unfortunately. But yeah, but pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna take a break. Oh, get something to eat. Check on the wife, see what she's doing. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday, and I will talk to you later. Peace out.